Welcome to Lightning Particle Video Part 2. This is Joe Freeland of Card 16 using the May 2011 version of UDK on June 5th. Any meshes or textures that you see in these videos, you'll be able to download off the SMU server. Once you Once you have the textures we need for this lesson, the red lightning texture downloaded, click on import, find where you had it, and open up both the mesh that we just made, or the one you downloaded, and the lightning. For packets, type in lightning, name, mesh is okay. Get rid of the spacing between red and lightning. UDK does not like spaces. Okay. First thing we need is to turn the texture into a usable material. So right click on it and create new material. Click OK. Double click the new material. Control and left click to drag the texture sample off to the side. For a basic setup that allows us to use a texture, we need the texture sample, the vector color, vertex color, sorry, and multiply. Connect the vertex color to the B port, the texture sample into the A port, and then since lightning glows, connect multiply to emissive. You can now see it in the preview section. And to get opacity, we need to connect the red channel to the opacity port, and then in blend mode, select translucence. Now the background's gone, and click two-sided, so we have more lightning to play with. And that's the most basic setup you need to get a working material. Exit out of the material editor and click yes to save. Otherwise, it'll just delete what you just did. Double click the stack mesh to open up its editor, and then with the material selected, go back into the stack mesh, click this green arrow underneath LED info elements, and that'll apply our material to the mesh. Then you can close that out. Now with the stack mesh selected, right click in an empty space and select new particle system and name it lightning part for particle. Click OK. Now this is like the generic default particle emitter. For it to use the mesh we made, we need to tell it that's what it's handling. So right here, right click, and then go to type data, new mesh data. Select it, and then underneath mesh, have the stack mesh selected, and then click the green arrow. Now our mesh is in the particle, and it's generating them and they're going up, so let's fix that. In required, we just go right to spawn. It might look like the problem with this right now is that there's too many lightning bolts coming off. The real problem is that they're overlapping, which we'll get to, but right now we actually need more lightning bolts, so go to 50. And lightning bolts don't just kind of show up, they burst. So add a burst point, expand it, and under count, go to 2, -1's fine, and then for time is 1. Add another burst, open, and for this one it's 1, -1 stays, and then 0.1. For a lifetime, lightning bolts don't last that long, so let's go with 0.35 and 0.5 for max. Initial size, the nest definitely doesn't need to be that big, so change it to 2 for all the max values and 1 for all the min values. Now already the lighting looks better now that it's not so huge. Now, we don't need initial velocity. Or yes we do. Sorry, go back, velocity, put it back in. For initial velocity, this needs to be there. Click rotation, mesh rotation. Now, pull back, and that's the effect we want. All these streams of lightning coming out of one point, maybe if you had it in your level a Tesla coil, and you don't really need to change anything. So now that we have our particle, let's move this out of the way. Select the particle system, and then in your level, right click, add emitter. And there you go, our lightning particle. Nice beginner intro, and teaches you about meshes. So, see you for the next lesson.